Okay, so lovely to see everybody. We are starting in all fours today. So find your yoga mat, all fours. Spread your fingers wide. Point your first two fingers straight ahead. I call those our peace fingers, and that space in between the peace finger, that's what I like to point right up towards the top of the mat there. And from all fours, pull your navel up towards the spine. Lift your chin so that you're looking just a little bit ahead of your yoga mat. Make your arms as straight as you can. Take in the breath. Slowly breathe out. Like you're a tabletop. Steady, firm. A couple more times. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then we'll start to move. Do cat and cow from here. Add in whatever kind of rocks or sways that feel good to you for cat and cow. And we'll leave our minds, hearts, bodies open to the movement for this practice. Really awaken and start the day on a good foot. Change to downward facing dog. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips up and back. Down dog. And here in down dog, continue to explore and play with some movement. Pedal your feet. I like to shake my head a little bit, yes and no. Maybe turn in the hips a little bit, whatever's feeling good for you. From down dog, change to plank pose. Come forward to top of your push-up. Pull the heels in close to one another, maybe even touching. Squeeze in the glutes, lengthen your tailbone, tone the abdomen. That same sense of pulling up into the belly that we did in all fours. Same lift of the chin, so you're looking a little ahead of your front of the mat. You're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower flat down to the yoga mat. Baby cobra, lift up about 20%. Push down through your hands, your feet, and peel the chest up. Maybe 20% of what you usually do in a full cobra. Squeeze the elbows close into your side. And then let's call these cobra push-ups. You're gonna go down and up, kind of pumping with your breath somewhat. Down and up. Strengthening the back of the upper arm bone here, the triceps. Keep squeezing elbows close in. Do a couple of more lifts and lowers, finding more space and lift each time. So maybe you end up more towards 80% of your full cobra. And now change to child's pose. Press your hips back to your heels. Be lighter on your fingertips as your butt gets heavier down to the heels. Walk both hands over to the right side. Stretch out to the left fingertips, but pull back to the left hip. And then walk the hands across the center over to the second side. Reach out to the right fingertips and pull back on the right hip. Okay, walk the hands into the middle. Rise back up to that tabletop all fours shape. This time pull the knees together. So it's kind of like a triangular base, or it is a triangular base. Lift your right leg up and back in line with the waist. Flex your foot, point your toes down to the floor. Extend your left arm out in front of you. Reach as far as you can to the left fingertips and pull back towards the right heel. So it's that same sort of push and pull here that creates some strengthening and connection right into the center of the body. Ready? Let's pull elbow and knee in, round the back, and then extend out. Do it 4 more times. Pull in, extend out, pull in for 3, and extend out. Do it twice more. Pull in, extend, pull in, and extend. Lower the left hand down. Now listen up here. Pull the right knee in, round the back again, and make whatever shift needed to step the right foot forward into a lunge. Lift the back knee off of the ground and come into your twisted lunge. Right hand up to the sky. Lower the right hand back down. Step back to all fours. Tripod shape, hands apart, knees together. And we do the second side with the left leg up and back, only as high as the hips. Flex the foot, point the toes down to the floor. Engage abdomen towards the spine. Extend the right arm out. First, hold steady here. And then we add the crunches 5 times. Pull elbow and knee in and extend out. Pull in, extend out. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, extend out. Do it 1 more time. Hold the extension. Lower the right hand down. Okay, here we go. Left knee in, round the back. So it's like cat pose with that pull in. I usually get light, bring the left hand off so that I can step the left foot through. And then from there, twisted lunge. Pull the back knee up, left hand to the sky. Nicely done. Stay here, breathe here. Lower the left hand down, step it all the way back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank pose. Lower flat down to your mat. Cobra. So starting from baby cobra and then lifting, lifting, lifting to the degree that's working now. Change to downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. Go back to your lunge. Step the right foot forward in between your hands. Down dog lunge. Spin the back heel down, both hands to the inside of your foot. And then walk the hands out. I like to split the top corner of my mat. Keep the hips mostly square. Though you can also walk the hands more towards the long edge of your yoga mat. Kind of open up the hips a little bit more to the side. Find which position works for you. Some days this more open position does work best. Just finding, being open to those changes. And then wherever you are, come back in, low lunge, pick up the back heel. Let's step forward to the front of the mat. Come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Stand up, reach the arms to the sky. And bring palms together, center of the chest. A moment just to breathe, say a little prayer, an intention. And we continue, lift the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold. This time right away, keep the left foot forward, step the right foot back. And here's your second side for down dog lunge. Spin the back heel down. We line up about heel to heel. And then you choose, do the hands stay more forward towards that top corner? Do you want a little more space to work with? Walk it more towards the side. Figure it out for today. Do try to broaden the front knee away from the front shoulder so it doesn't collapse in. We want as much weight on that outer edge of the foot as we do the inner edge of the foot. Always thinking about bringing balance. Okay, and then bring it back in, low lunge, step forward, front of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Stand up, reach the arms to the sky, big reach. Palms together, center of the chest. Full round of sun salutation A. Inhale, lift the arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Extend the length of the spine. Step back to plank. Lower down to the mat. Peel the chest up for cobra. Go back to downward facing dog. Breathe here. Stay here. Inhale, look in between your hands. Step, jump, walk to the front of the mat. Next, inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Stand, reach the arms to the sky. Breathe, palms together, center of the chest. Let's do it one more time for good measure. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Hands to thighs, shins, or even fingertips to the ground here as you do that half extension. Step it back to plank, lower it down to your yoga mat. Control, steady. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look towards your hands, step or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Stand, reach your arms all the way to the sky. And again, great palms together, center of the chest. Take a breath in. Empty it out. Lift both hands up, palms together though. Cross your thumbs as you do so for a little more security. And try to squeeze your upper arm bones around your ears, around your head. Squeeze your glutes in, push down into your heels. Keep reaching as high as you can. Looks awesome. Go over towards the right side. Hands to the right, push your hips a little to the left in a crescent shape. Shoulders back, chest open as much as possible. Breathe in all that good length and side body air. Come back up to the center. Do it to the second side. Up and over. Head back, shoulders back, like they're resting into a pillow still. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, forward fold. Step back to downward facing dog. We'll practice side plank, thinking about the same crescent shape. Balance on your right hand, the outer edge of your right foot. You can choose to stack the feet, have them staggered. Use the left foot like a kickstand. But take the left arm instead of up to the sky. Can you reach it past that top edge of your yoga mat, long reach, like you did in the crescent shape, and then try to open your chest, lean head back, shoulders back, like we just did. Best we can, lift the hips. If you're using a kickstand foot, you're gonna feel a really nice stretch through the outer hip. Go back to downward facing dog. And do it on the second side. So then left hand, outer edge of the left foot. And again, you choose. Stack, inner edge of the foot, or a kickstand. I think kickstand makes this most doable and gives you that added bonus of the IT band stretch. Reach the right arm, again, not up to the sky, but overhead towards the front edge of your yoga mat. I'm using the kickstand and I have most of my weight on the right foot so that I can get a little more lift into the hips. And go back to downward facing dog. Good stuff there. Come down to child's pose. Rest the knees apart. Big toes together for a moment. Okay, come upright and to kneeling. So you're on your knees. Step the right foot forward. Just that transition, kneeling to right foot forward, uses a lot of different abdominal strength and balance control. Try to lift from the pelvic floor up towards the top of the head, nice and steady, as if the hips are squeezing in more towards the center line, and then move down and forward. Kind of like those little push-ups that we did from Cobra in the beginning. Can you go back and forth a few times? Getting in some stretch through the left front of the thigh, the quad there. Stay lower. Still that sense of squeezing in and lifting tall. Take the arms up to the sky. Wiggling the shoulders a little bit. Let's take goddess or goalpost arms, bend at the elbows, as if you want to curl back and over the highest part of the back that you can see or feel. And then drop the hands beside the front foot. I have my breath back, but not all of my words. Lift the left knee off of the ground and take it back into a twist. Right hand up to the sky. And then step it back to downward facing dog. Lower the knees, do child's pose. Take a breath in and out. Lift your torso, come up to kneeling. Okay, and then again from here, we're trying to step our left foot forward into knees lunge. Okay, we're going a little bit down, a little bit back. Couple of times here. Building our range. Stay in your lower range, but get taller through the spine all the way up. And this time, let's change the hands behind our back. Squeeze the elbows in. Maybe straighten the arms as you lift the chest. You're still curling over, top part of the back. Release the hands on either side of your foot. Lift the back knee, step it back, downward facing dog. Walk your hands backwards to your feet so we can bend our knees a lot. Walk it into a forward fold at the back end of our mat. Keep all 10 fingers on the floor. Make your legs as straight as they'll go from there. And then change, hands to your waist, point the elbows to the sky, push down into your feet and come all the way upright. Stay right as you are and pick the right knee up in towards the chest. Left hand across the right thigh. Look to the side. Extend the right hand behind you. Maybe even look back. Stay with this grip on your thigh or hold on to your outer foot and extend the right leg straighter. Place your right foot into tree pose against your left leg. I fell out of it. Maybe you did too, maybe not. But find tree pose however long it takes us to move from one to the next. Release the arms, release the foot down to the floor. Second side, lift the left knee up in towards the chest. Take the right hand across the left thigh. So those kind of like cross-body movements helping to stabilize us. Add left hand back behind you. Slow tone and turn as the focus, the twist comes into the pose as well. Stay with that or hold the outer edge of your left foot and extend the leg straighter to or towards straight. What do we think? Let's try to transition to tree pose here. Focus. Arms overhead. Lower the arms, lower the leg, give it a little bit of a shake. Let's keep going. Some standing lunges here. We'll get to it from downward facing dog. So lift the arms up and then exhale, fold and walk it out to dog pose. Lift the right leg up into the air, three-legged dog. Pull the knee into the chest, hover forward. We're doing this 5 times like we did in the beginning. From our knees, lift up and back and pull in for 2. Try taking it to the right elbow for 3. Up and back. To the left elbow. Up and back. And then right back to the center, stay, and step it through. Warrior two, spin the back heel down, cartwheel and open the arms, torso stacked, shoulders right over hips. Gaze out over your front fingertips here. Good old warrior two. And then we change to triangle pose, straighten the right leg, hinge, push hips back, reach towards the right. Right fingertips to your leg, the floor, a yoga block, top arm to the sky. You take your top arm now, like we did side plank, all the way overhead. And then left arm back up to the sky. Use it like a rope pulling you up to stand. Rebend the right knee. You're here again, warrior two. Flip, reverse warrior, right hand up. And side angle, elbow to the knee. Take it further if you'd like. Left arm all the way up and overhead like we did a moment before. Think head back, shoulders back, as we've practiced in side plank and crescent shape. And this time look down, hands around your front foot, low lunge, step back to plank. You choose, hold plank or add down to the mat through cobra. Everyone downward facing dog. Nice powerful sequence here. Let's try it again. Second side, lift the left leg up, three-legged dog. Pull in towards the center. Up and back, three-legged dog. Same thing again, pull in. All right, let's take left knee to left elbow or out to the side. Three-legged dog. Twist under the body, left knee towards the right elbow. And up and back. Keep the arms straight as much as possible and pull back into the center. Hover and stay. And step it through. Warrior two. Back heel down, open up. Our tendency is to get a little dumpy in the low back, to slide the hips forward, to keep that awareness of thighs back, shoulders right over the hips always. We know these things. Change triangle pose, straighten the left leg. Reach as far as you can to the left as you push your hips to the right. And then left hand down to your shin, floor, block. Right arm up to the sky first. And then can you change? Point the palm towards the front of the mat and take the arm overhead. A little more reach through the side body. And then walk it back, arm to the sky, like it's got a rope to pull you up. Rebend the left knee. Play with the stride if it had changed. Side angle pose. I like to stay elbow to knee. You can go lower. As long as we still have all of that reach, open space through the top half of the body we're looking for. Enjoy side angle. Again, inhale, come upright. Reverse warrior, left arm high. And cartwheel the hands down around the front foot. Step it back to plank. Lower down. Peel up through cobra. And downward facing dog. From here, we'll come onto our back, so lower the knees. I like to cross at the ankles and kind of sit back. However works. Roll down onto your back. Give yourself a little embrace. Thanks for the strong standing work. Here we'll continue with a little abdominal focus, legs straight up towards the sky. Hands, palms together, straight up. Lift the head and shoulders off of the mat. We're scissoring the legs. Keep the right leg as it is. Drop the left leg down. Lean towards your right. Try to keep the back of the ribs off of the ground. And then take it back up to the sky. Scissor, right leg down, lean to the left. So this left shoulder blade likes to fall down to the mat to compensate. Try your best to keep it lifted. It's super hard, I think. Everything back to the center. Go to the first side. And back to the middle. Go to the second side. And back to the middle. Good enough, right? Pull the knees into the chest. Reclined lunge. Do half happy baby. Right hand goes to the inside of the right leg. You hold the outside of the foot. Extend the left leg. It can hover above the mat to make this stay even. Try not to fall all the way to the right on the hips. That can happen. Try to stay in the center, much like we do when we're working pigeon, where it can be easy to fall to one side, but our work is to stay pretty grounded, equal weight, right and left side of the butt here. And then like your right leg is a cradle, can you hold your right foot in your left hand, right knee along, right hand and right knee together. Lift the head and shoulders off the mat again. A little cradle. You can stay with that hold, or a little deeper hold is forearms hooked under the shin. A little deeper hold than that. Crease the elbows around the foot and knee. Lower the head, shoulders, and extended leg at the rate that works. And then bring it into a figure four. So the left knee comes in to the right ankle, and you can set the left foot then down to the mat for a moment. We're taking this into a supine twist, arms out towards a T shape. Cross the right leg over the left, more like eagle pose, and lower both legs to the left. Of course, unstack the legs if this feels too intense. Always be your best teacher. Don't do what I say if it doesn't work for you. Okay, we bring it back to the center. Untwine. Start with that reclined lunge on the second side. So left arm to the inside of the leg. Hold on to the outside of your foot. Again, it's like half happy baby. As you push the thigh down to the floor, the foot has to still push up towards the sky so that we don't rotate fully and fall to the left side. Extend the right leg. And then lift head and shoulders, right leg a little higher to help you get into the cradle position that works. Any of those three efforts, holding on to foot and knee, the lock of the forearms under the shin, or the crease of the elbows around the foot and knee. Again, the higher the leg, the higher you lift. Head and shoulders might be more accessible in terms of the hip opening that we're working with here in the stretch. As you lower it down, it'll soon become more intense. Pull the right knee in against the left ankle so you get that deep figure four shape. And then we're actually backing off a little bit to set the right foot down to the mat. Hang out right there for a moment. And then slide left knee all the way over the right leg. Eagle legs, arms out. And take the legs over to the right side. All right, bring it back into the middle. Again, unwind. Soles of the feet down to the mat, as wide as the mat. Let the knees fall in. Take both hands somewhere over the torso to help. Kind of release low back, release the body heavier to the mat for a moment here. Heel toe your feet together and lower the knees out to the side. So supine shape of Baddha Konasana or cobbler's pose. Hands can come back out to the side. Pull the knees back in to the center. And rock yourself up to a seated position. Stretch the legs straight out in front of you. Flex your feet to point the toes, knees up to the sky. An L shape here. Lift the arms overhead. And fold over your legs. Hold on to your feet or let the arms drape beside the legs. If you are holding on to your feet, bend the elbows more out to the side to keep extending your head towards your feet, not to the legs, but towards the feet. You could do the same with hands on the floor there as well. I tend to like forward folds for a variety of reasons, but one is that easy notice of the breath as it pushes in and out against legs. Let your awareness continue to fall more and more to the breath here for the closing minutes of our practice. And from the seated forward fold, come back upright, do any last unwinding. Decide if you'd like to sit for the last 2 minutes or lie back for the last 2 minutes. As you bring your focus more and more fully to the breath, allowing the body movement to stop and to still. Try inhaling for a count of 5, exhaling for that same count of 5. If 5 feels like too much, start with 3 or 4. As the breath pattern becomes more regular, more normal, less thinking, drop even attention to your breath. Just be. And yogis, you are welcome to stay as you are longer. For those needing to close right on time, take your next few breaths. Move fingers, toes, stretch out. If you're lying back, come back to a seated position. Bring your palms together, the thumbs to the sternum, an offering of gratitude to yourself, an offering of gratitude to those gathered, and a deep gratitude to this practice that brings us movement, that brings us joy through the movement. Its inner workings, its outer workings. The sound of Om to close us. Join along, sing, listen, tune it out. Namaste.